You can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down or laying down or even stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. And so if you would like to listen to this in a still position, then feel free to take all the time you need to arrive there. And just let yourself fidget, adjust, stretch in any ways that feel intuitively good in your body. And not thinking about the movements at all, but just allowing your body to move you in the ways that, again, intuitively feel good. And if what feels best for you right now is stillness, then honoring that need for stillness whenever that feels like the right thing. And so there's no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move or stretch in the ways that feel good for as long as it feels good. But at any point, if you're feeling ready, you can come to that still position with the spine nice and straight. And if you're in a space where you feel safe to do so and would like to, you can allow the eyes to gently close if they aren't already. You can feel yourself taking a full, deep inhale into the body through the nose and just letting yourself fill up to every corner and edge of you as you just pause for a moment when you're full and really experience what it feels like to be full of air. And without straining as you need to, you can slowly let all of that go. Again, through the nose, exhaling bit by bit. And just gently pulling the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to just push that last bit of stagnant air out of you as you again pause for a moment to really experience that sense of emptiness as you allow your next breath to come as needed. And so you can breathe just like this for as many rounds as it feels good and helpful in your body. Just exaggerating the 4 parts of your breath. So that inhale followed by the pause at the top of the inhale, and the exhale followed by that pause at the bottom of your exhale. And it's not important the actual length of your inhales, exhales, and pauses, but just letting them be exaggerated, whatever that means for you today. So maybe just breathing in for 1 moment longer than you might normally, pausing for a moment longer, and exhaling just a little bit longer than your first instinct. Just intentionally, consciously slowing down the process of your breath. There's no rush whatsoever. You can continue to breathe like this for as long as it feels good and helpful. But at any time, if you haven't already, you can just release this guidance over your breath altogether. And allow yourself to step back and up in the mind as you come into that role of the observer or the witness. Into that point of view where you can watch your body breathing rather than having any direct influence over the rhythm or depth of your breath. But remembering how your breath is that one bodily function that can be either voluntary or automatic. So releasing that voluntary control and observing your automatic breath. Knowing that you do have the power to look at your body to observe your body just as you would any other force of nature. Maybe watching the wind blow by in the trees, or the waves roll up on the shoreline, or water trickling down a stream. Not trying to change anything about what you are seeing, but just simply watching. Remembering how your body does breathe and function perfectly, all on its own, without any of your doing, even when you are deep in sleep. Your body has a natural intelligence and keeps you alive, all on its own. Just seeing if even just for a moment you can observe the process. And you can just start to let some awareness come now to your face. And even with the eyes closed, just imagining what your face looks like in this exact moment. More so, any expression that is on the face. Bringing awareness to all the little muscles that exist throughout the face, that create all the expressions on a daily basis that you make. And just noticing if there's any tension gathering in the forehead or in the jaw, maybe, even in the nostrils or the chin. And as you notice any areas of resisting or tightening, that automatically brings you back to the role of observer. And from this point of view, we can instead allow these areas to soften. So just allow your jaw to hang into place and your lips to be soft and resting on each other. And even allowing your tongue to release from the roof of your mouth. As you feel the entire area of the mouth, the lips and the inside of the mouth becoming soft. And you can feel how that release in your mouth will naturally soften up your chin. Now moving up to your nostrils. And just allow it to naturally spread outward and upward in the face as you release your upper jaw and your ears, the cheeks and the eyelids, the eyebrows and the forehead. Just softening your gaze wherever it is you are looking, maybe at the backs of the eyelids, or maybe the eyes are peering up more into the forehead, or maybe rolling back entirely into the skull. And just softening your gaze wherever it is you are looking, and just staring into whatever it is that you see, even if it is just darkness. Taking a moment to really appreciate your own internal screen. We spend so much of our days looking at screens outside of us, with the screen of our own mind and of our own imagination can sometimes be the most entertaining or helpful or calming even. And just taking on a curious perspective, staying in this curious perspective, as you just wonder, what is it that you are feeling right now? What is it that you are seeing, smelling, hearing, even tasting right now? Remembering that your senses will always be an anchor for you to come into this present moment. Because what you are perceiving, anything that you sense right now, will always be in this moment. And so even if there is a lot of sounds in your environment, or maybe sounds that you might first hear as annoying or distracting, you can just practice letting those sounds be a reminder of this moment. And tuning in to your own unique symphony of the universe that is around you. Knowing that sounds only will ever exist in this exact moment. And so noticing the sounds that are entering into your ears. Noticing the different layers of sounds that exist all around you. And how your ears have the ability to tune in to different layers at a time. Listening to whatever you can hear that is furthest away from the body. And then whatever you can hear that is closest to the body. Maybe just the space a foot around you on every side. Just tuning in your ears to this space. And as you are listening, maybe starting to notice a pulsing sensation in the ears. And just following that pulse or tracing your awareness from your ears, traveling into both eardrums, into both ear canals, as you let your awareness meet together at the space between the inner ears, at the very center of your skull. Maybe feeling a sense of a pulse there. As you just further allow your face to soften and letting your shoulders relax down away from the ears. Letting all the muscles across your abdomen to soften. Even feeling your pelvic floor and your glutes release fully into the surface that is beneath you. Feeling the pelvic floor lengthen and widen as you just relax a little bit further into the surface that is beneath you and into that support of the earth beneath that surface. And just feeling a deep sense of trust with your body in the space you are in. And that when you release and let go, you will not float away and you will not be crushed, but you will be held exactly where you need to be by gravity and the earth. Just reminding yourself that it is safe for you to feel whatever it is that you are feeling right now. Even if what it is you are feeling is painful, or whether this pain is physical or emotional, or any other type of pain or suffering within you. Practicing allowing it to just be a part of this moment, a part of your reality. Because when we are experiencing physical or emotional pain, sometimes the most harmful layer of that pain is our resistance to it, is our telling ourselves that, well, I should be grateful. I don't know why I'm feeling sad, or I should be feeling better. Or if there's physical pain, the constant, I just want to be feeling better. I want to be feeling any other way than what I'm feeling right now. And what those thoughts do, it's kind of like a record scratch, and it causes this resistance to this moment. And so even if it's just for a split second, seeing if you can exhale into whatever it is you are feeling. Reminding yourself that having a meditation practice or any healing practice is not about erasing everything bad in life or never feeling pain ever again and shoving love and light on top of everything. What these practices are about is connecting with ourselves in this moment, whatever that means to you. Taking a moment to step back from the chaos in the world around us and check in. Again, becoming curious about how it is you are doing and what that means in its entirety, in the full picture. Not just the things that you like or the things that feel good, but everything that is. And reminding yourself that the one thing that all of us can count on is that things change. Everything changes, especially feelings and circumstances. And so that can be a great comfort to you if you are feeling things or if you are in a life situation that you'd rather not feel or you'd rather not be in. Because it will change, even when it feels like it's never going to. We can always count on change. And you can also use that same fact as a comfort to you or as permission for you to fully make the most of when you're feeling good and release any guilt you might have for feeling good when the world is in pain. And simply allow yourself to feel good. Soak it all up, knowing that it is temporary, and making the most of the love and power that you feel to help and to serve your community or your world when you have it. And not putting pressure on yourself to feel that way all of the time. You can remember that your body, your physical body, is represented by the moon in Hellenistic astrology. And your soul, that inner spark that is the essence of who you are, is represented by the sun. And the moon is just like our body in that it does not have a light of its own. The moon reflects the light of the sun. And just like our body is reflecting the light of our inner soul. And there are some times where the moon is full and it is totally illuminated by the sun. It is bright, it is connected and shining light for others in the darkness. And there are other times where that exact same moon is a new moon, and it's in the shadows, not reflecting any light, but it is still there. It is just resting. It's not able to shine its light for others temporarily. And then all the phases in between. And we are just like the moon in this sense. There are times where we feel fully illuminated by our soul, by life, by spirit, whatever words you use, and we feel connected and whole and like we can shine our light for others in their darkness. And then there are other times where us, the exact same person, will feel the opposite and feel disconnected and maybe confused or like you're in the dark and like you need to just rest and not be out in the world maybe. And There's nothing wrong with you, and there's nothing wrong with the moon when it is in the shadows. It's not a punishment. It doesn't mean you've done anything wrong when you are feeling bad or disconnected. It just is a reminder that you are human. And you will move through phases just like everything else in life. And so you can give yourself so much more grace and patience as you are moving through these phases. And just trusting that the one thing we can count on is that the phases will change. They are just phases. And so you can let go of that heavy layer we put on ourselves to be feeling different than how we are. And just simply allow yourself to feel as you do. Knowing that the way on to better feelings, if we're feeling bad, is through the current feelings we're having. Not shoving them down deeper within us, but just allowing them to arise and release in whatever way they need to. So I'm going to read a passage now from Clarity and Connection, written by Young Pueblo. And you can just continue to feel whatever there is to be felt and allow anything that feels like it resonates to soak in a little deeper and not worrying about the rest. Our reactions tell us what our mind has internalized from our past experiences. They are dense patterns that rise from the deep subconscious to protect us. This form of defense is not based on wisdom, but on survival. When we start expanding our self-awareness, we begin to see that in moments of turbulence, we have more effective options than repeating blind behaviors, which produce limited results that generally wipe away our clarity and inner peace. We are not trying to control or manage the way we feel. We are trying to accept the shifts in our mood as the mind weaves through the large spectrum of emotions, moving from one emotion to the next, spending more time in some than others, but still traveling the whole human experience. We immediately and unconsciously react to strong emotions. Our reactions not only strengthen the emotion we are feeling, but they imprint upon and accumulate within the subconscious, priming us to react similarly in the future. We can manage our reactions not by controlling what we feel, but by bringing awareness into the process. It is hard to change if you cannot see yourself. The light of awareness is especially useful when our reaction to a momentary emotion starts to undo our balance and mental clarity. Our awareness lights up the darkness and helps us to see more options and information. When we remember that emotions are impermanent, just like everything else in this universe, it becomes easier for us to stand next to the river that is the human mind and watch as things flow by. Self-awareness helps us overcome blind reactions that make already difficult situations more turbulent. Without self-awareness, it is difficult to make choices that differ from those you've made in the past. Know your sources of rejuvenation. The amount of solitude you need to feel fresh again. The activities that strengthen your creativity. And the people who light up your spirit. So you can just take the next few moments to allow all the words you've heard today to settle. If you imagine that all the words you've heard were little specks of glitter that were dancing around in a snow globe. And this is the time where we set the snow globe down and just allow all the glitter to settle so the air can clear. Just reminding yourself that if you heard anything today that felt helpful or resonated or struck a chord with you, just reminding yourself that sometimes that feeling can come when we hear on the outside what a part of us already knows to be true on the inside. And so just allowing those truths to be enhanced within you, so you feel a little bit more confidence to act on your own intuition, on your own internal sense of knowing. And just fueling that trust with yourself, so you never give that power away to anyone else. So you can let some attention now come into your heart. And just feel your collarbones broaden and the tips of your shoulders reach away from each other, as you just feel your heart coming forward and into this proud position. As you slightly tuck down the lower rib cage and your chin to really feel the full length of your spine. And if it feels like something you'd like to do today, you can just let your hands come and find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. And you just feel the pulsing of your palms into one another. And you let your heart lift toward your thumbs and let your thumbs press back toward your heart. And just feeling all of this power that is generated through you, this pure gift of life that you possess. You can take one final deep and full breath into the body and just let yourself fill up to every corner and edge of you. And as you exhale, allowing the head to gently bow as you let go of anything you're ready to let go of. And just take this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. And may this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you.